Welcome to my channel Journey of Spirit. Getting guided to hop on here. A little bit of chaotic energy. People trying to find out if their curse has been lifted. Therefore I did a pre-poll on the spread I did before. And then I'm hearing backstabbers, backstabbing. We have a crowd supporting. But thank you, Spirit. I was not going to dive in those energies. Because I sensed that yesterday there are some supportive people that say, okay, you are on a roll or you are on a wave, let's go, etc. There are already readers that picked up on energy, also on energy of beings or like people like me. Then you get energies of people wanting to have more of an explanation, more of, they want to have more knowledge, yeah? And then you have people in between that are, if she is going to wear something like this, that is going to be a sign, because with that other shirt, that is that energy I spoke on with the Brujeria video, if I'm correct, where someone was jealous of wearing brands, or you looking better in non-brands, therefore is compensating with brands. Then they wanted to morph the energy, where I bought this shirt like the other, and I explained that in another video, where I'm a rebel and where if there was spell work done, yeah, and if the original brands are contaminated basically by history. For example, we all start off as being a creator, yeah, of starting small, and then you got a wise ass that wants to profit out of it and says, I want to help you, and is creating narratives and stigmas, so you get amped up and you work harder, etc. And you believe that something like this, because of the name, would be worth more than it actually is. So in excess, so you have development costs, the process, when it goes into factory, all the workers have to get paid, but then you get the excess amount that they put on it. But the steps before, yeah, the in-betweens, if you were just a developer and you wanted to help people to look good, that it was a good intent. If everything else of false narratives and hateful energies get filtered in, then it becomes something else, and there are actions and reactions attached. So therefore it was a big build-up. Me being a whistleblower, and people in stock markets, etc. are suffering if I'm somehow, somewhat, when I'm asking for integrity. Then you get somewhat of an evil eye, and then I'm like the rebel. Like, I should behave like your standards with your narratives and your quirks and whatever you have going around there. Yeah. And be proud wearing this when I sold my soul basically to live up to your standards. That's why I'm like, I'm wearing this. Bought it from a different kind of energy. Proud to wear it in your face. I'm still me, I'm still the rebel. That's my inner child versus dark night of the soul way of being. So thank you, Spirit, for guiding me with that explanation. Because, like I said, I sense energies that wanted to push you based on fear. That's why I'm up here. So yesterday, with all the energies going on, I was like, I like to help the genuine people who want to learn, who want to see. Yes, do I feel a need to push the bill is what I'm getting. Be a certain way. No. It was a test. As in, would I give them in that way, in the mindset, in the whole vibration of yesterday where I had incomings? Yeah? Would I hop on and somehow enable them to stick something to my energy where I was like remembering a dream download, or yeah, it was a dream download. But I saw all these people incoming, yeah. So you know those walls, those transparent walls, where in a restaurant where they have the water running. People could see me, but I was behind some kind of transparent veil like that. But as soon as they tried to start running, to get with my energy, you could see them. Spirit showed me like, yeah, a funny cartoon. Them dropping down anyway. It was like that. So instead of going in that mode and coming up as in whatever lower vibration energy, if you look at it in a bigger picture, yeah, I chose to sit with those energies yesterday, and I was like viewing them, reviewing them as well, because me going, I showed it with the mirror. I already explained it as well with my mirror video, and the one after that. How you can go in a loop. That's what I meant. My videos have a key or synchronicity in between, where it can look like, in the illusion it might look like it's all over the place, but the purpose is that you see the synchronicity, and I see it in hindsight, basically. Because I like to help people from certain or from several layers of the awareness and population. So that led me to the overall energy Yeah. Believing or not believing in spell work. So the other video showed you a cycle, and that I don't like to over explain. Or how would it look if you are over explaining? Does it serve a purpose? Does that meddling help? It doesn't have to, but then still you are missing the fine tuning. You're missing a little element. Others may view it as hypocrisy, you going back on your word somehow, some way. Was in that energy in the overall, and I was like, no. I step back, take my time. Some phases go faster than others, and that's normal too. That is for people elevating, and where am I in what's going on? Is this normal? You have those moments in between where you can think, did I already learn the lesson? Because yeah, if you call it out, like with cards, they can function as tools. And when you call it out, then you elevate. Then the topic or that demon in front of you evaporates. So believing or not believing in spell work, we have to watch the energy. Yeah? Being in that hypocrisy, is he being a hypocrite? When I say don't believe in spell work, yet I'm calling out certain spell works. Yeah? If I would come up here to your liking, to your standards, then I would be micromanaging. Sometimes you just have to snap out of that, because knowing you can't satisfy the other, and you are not supposed to satisfy the other. Yeah? I step out of the energy, I review it. Here is when I say don't entertain spell work. When there is too much drama going around, as I just mentioned, yeah, then everything feels off. Everything or most things can feel like spell work. That is to drive you in the negative narrative and element of it. So when the drama, when it's too chaotic, I like to pinpoint, empower people. Stop calling it spell work, empower people, tell them, okay, I see this going on in the flow. Call out an energy, basically. And then you diffuse, as a holistic healer, you can diffuse the situation and redirect. Yeah, so you came in with a looking at something negative, the shadow element. Then every lesson will feel like karma, spell work, etc. Change your perspective in the bigger picture when it comes to spiritual warfare. Yeah, don't let yourself be used as a vessel, as an empath, etc., to do the micromanaging and push that spellwork narrative in the ethers, in like on the internet, etc. So it can ripple out, can become a big thing. Everybody is in chaos. Oh, my work, my this and that. No. That is what they are trying to do. That is basically what has been in the works, in the if the narrative matrix. That is the works that they, the buttons they were trying to push to keep that belief system going. Yeah. It will scare people. And if you want to save it, if you are micromanaging as a reader and you want to save it and say, no, that spell work doesn't work, or the spell work isn't real, or just the defined layer of, if you connect to the energy, then it is yours basically. To stop doing it, you also, in cause and effect, cause them to not believe in the magic within self. We are helping then the ops to not see the beings as helpful as they are, so they can narrative of you tell a little bit of your secrets so we can throw it back around and push a narrative so we own you, is how the false prophets, how they did with our ancestors. So they were trapped. There are many false narratives. So us using or abusing magic, it being glorified in some niches. Yeah? Gets the true stories construed, yeah, way off. So for the neutral empath people, whatever you want to call yourself, if you're sensitive, be aware that you don't get tricked into believing or into blocking good beings. Because if we in the collective would know our magic, then the whole chain, that generational chain, a toxic, with these toxic elements I mentioned when I started this video, will break. So they are desperately trying to juggle. To take me, because I don't want to call out names, there were many people, like I said, having certain things. Yeah, I believe in leading by example. So I just do my own thing, and I started doing it on a small scale with intimate groups, being it family back in the day, friends, etc. And then you had those glitches, and I wanted to know what's what, and it's also where depression came from, the winter blues, etc. Yeah. So that escalated into another situation. Let's keep it neutral. So I did the work. I experimented on self with the key knowledge that, for instance, now if we are talking about the misconception and narratives of beings, yeah, I just took out the common knowledge that the devil feeds off bad or lower energy. It attaches itself to lower or bad energies. And I was like, doesn't it feed off to exist? There needs to be a belief system. Here and see what I'm saying. Yeah? Spellwork. Or the magic in you and the beautiful beings you have around you. So, in the general common knowledge, it would feed off energy, lower vibrations. So, as an example, when such an entity would appear, and like I said, there was work to be done beforehand, I started off like, I'm not seeing it, it's not seeing me, that kind of energy. I was like everybody else. Yeah? So this is over doing the work, years in between. I was like, okay, you are ready to feed. Also knowing that my will to live and to survive was stronger than anything else, so I trusted in that. Not per se in God back in the day or etc. It was just, I've seen the entities before, I have seen, yeah, so I had more tangible proof of that, and therefore, okay, it is visual to me. I can at least somehow try to work, but my will to live is stronger than whatever. So okay, I was like, you are ready to feed. I have that baggage, that thing that is weighing me down here, where I'm laying down like, you need this, I don't want it. And then I was like, is the devil here for me being trying to get in a higher vibration? Yeah. Then I used my humor, and then I was like, okay, he's here for his takeout. So I was like visualizing that baggage in a takeout bag, and I was like, here you go. I practice giving it to the angels, to the light. And yeah, the only thing what happened was that I saw a light bulb around it, and it didn't lift off, it didn't got taken away. I was like, but everybody around me said in their belief system, give it to the light. So I said, that didn't function or help me. You are here. I don't need anything of you from you. Can you take it? Free of charge, just as an exchange that we both serve a purpose to one another. And lo and behold, those feelings became removed and or lighter. So in the mix I used free will creatively, and yes, got powers in return, because in the book, in the narrative, the perception of the person who claimed something they written it down as you are in contract with. But I was like, no, he can't get you when you have free will. So my free will was detaching from that ish. Yeah, here you go. Therefore, like I said, I got space so the light could come in and I could access that space and work out more to see more, so to get more strength to my gifts. Like I said, the translation in some of the books is different. So if I gained space and there was space for light, so light powers, and the only sacrifice was the baggage, this entity became curious as to how does this human, can we... It's a holiday and I started this video a little bit earlier than I normally. So my little munchkin just dropped in. Yeah, so the entity popped in and was like, became curious as in how does a human talking about curious, you need help. Hold on. Let me do these. Daar blijf staan. You don't need to be in the video. Dopje staat iets verder daarachter.
Thanks.
Huh?
Thanks.
Love you.
Het hoort op bij de video.
I'm going to pause it. I need to see if this is going correctly. My kids and puppy eyes. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway. Yeah, the entity became curious as to why a human did what I did. It was the first time a human ever, or the entity had that experience. Yeah? So then you get those random in between like you have with spirit guides as deceased elders, etc. You don't cling to the energy, you attract one another and you have little conversations in between. It was something more to do with that because I did. There was a mutual distrust, entity in general versus human in general. Where you kinda start a little dance and see on what parts do you collaborate and on what which plateaus you are like. That's not my business, or that is not something I would choose. And I was like to show that nothing is definite. Nothing was set in stone. That if as one learns, we can give and take. That if I would stick to the thought narrative, the bad narrative. Hold on, I have a little jumper. Coming back down.
Oops.
Maar die neem jij wel mee, die neem jij wel mee naar boven.
Die buffers.
Ja, neemt u maar even naar boven zodat papa hem kan controleren. Met jou. Want mama die wil wel gewoon graag door kunnen werken.
Vloggen. Oepsie.
I would like to continue my work.
Wat betekent dat?
Dat ik graag door zou willen gaan met mijn werk.
En waarom zeg je het in het Engels terwijl ik gewoon Nederlands ben?
Because I'm running the video. Omdat ik de video alweer opgestart heb. Making the
Oops.
most out of distractions. Giving my kid English lessons in between.
Oeps.
Oh my lord. Recognition of self. Yeah. That to the entity. Sorry for lots of distractions. That if I would stick to the thought narrative as I said before, we would all stay in the same dynamic. And then we would still be frustrated with one another. We still would. I'm now going to pause the video because this is ridiculous now. So stay into narrative, beliefs, dynamics. It will only hinder you, me, ourselves. And then frustration kicks in. Then because we know the cycle already, boredom kicks in. And then we are looking for more ways to go against one another. And I was like, I understood we needed to elevate. And that there's a whole multi-dimensional dynamic going on. Therefore, came into the lesson that forgiveness through understanding is knowledge and is so much needed. So therefore I became doing this work, actually getting to know the energies without judgment, as in the narrative. I became, high ranking is the first word. I rather see it as stepped up the ladder, as in a position where I get permission to do what is needed to be done. Whereas in the showing the spell to backfire, there was a lovely other reader that came on my timeline on YouTube that showed me that they understand. Thank you, by the way, generally for people that do understand and try to better understand my being and the energy in the overall, because it will help you. You helping me in that way will help you through me now just to say pinpoint, will help you with your guides, your guidance and your gifts. Like I said, the narrative around the beings is, and they use spellwork energy and that fear energy, that doubtful energy, etc., for people to call out, but keep that ripple effect, that spiral going. Whereas I am like, thank you for giving me that spark, that trigger, to sit back and be like, hold up. Isn't there more to the story? Isn't it behind this scenes a mutual beneficial energy if we can pinpoint what is going on? It's the abuse of knowledge. Speaking ill will over certain beings. Because in another download it had to do with also the devil energy. If the energy, as I speak about, with the hint of, do I want to go there? Do I want to touch it? It is, as they explained it before I started the video, it is like the visual tool, your brand new mobile phone or touchscreen device, where it's fresh, the memory is empty, etc. And yeah, you slightly have to tap the screen, or not even in the beginning, it's that reactive. That is the God energy. Where you can get your manifestation and your wish fulfillment. The recollection of memory cells as being water, therefore as being like water, so much percentage made out of water, we have those memory cells as well. During that time working on self, I also knew body was co-creating or giving signals, messages to brain, and vice versa to get things going. So in order to fully heal, really heal, I knew that first I wanted clarity here, or wanted to revisit or review basically and evaluate what's going on in my system. I cleared it out that much that I became, I gained steps where I know I don't want to abuse power, but in the last video the whole spirit, the whole energy was like, it needed to be done. You know cause and effect, you don't abuse your power. It is, yeah. But in the in-between processes, yeah, you feel when you are in the process of picking those elements apart, you are in a vulnerable state. So everything, you most likely want to be unseen. So everything happening from that point, because you got that something was negative, you will first review it as a negative, then you get the full emotion, because water, it's fluid, it ripples out, and then you go, that is not spellwork. That is just spirit asking you to evaluate those memories. Like, you've seen it so many times before. Does it really still hurt you, or are we done? This is blocking you. How can we review it? So people coming in and trying to get answers through readings, etc., you will only be scratching the surface layer due to privacy laws. Yeah. The capability, there are several neurons, several elements in the working in the overall grid to keep you as a sovereign being in a place where you can learn the lesson. That's the key point. Yeah, but you are, like for example, people viewing me, you offered to give help. So you can heal and you can give help? No, the key point is, in order for you to heal, is to break things apart. Everybody still has it in the collective. To eventually see if something was actually holding or keeping you down. So handicap versus tool. It needs to be evaluated. For people who already leveled up, when I say the touchscreen, that energy is touch sensitive, all the in-betweens that I just spoke about makes the dynamic that we had with spirit flustered, clouded, etc. It is like the touchscreen. If the energy of God is that sensitive, where you ask something, so you with that new touchscreen, and it starts working, and it shows up in a way you didn't even grasp to imagine, you are like spooked, shocked, and then you are fending it off. You yourself, but you become mad, either or. So if you see that it is, no, then it's too big, you are not, then it's not good enough. That reflects to the reader or you as a person in your job. Yeah. If you are living by the standards of someone else, you will never be good enough. If I, as in the Jesus analogy, would do everything, anything for you, take everything out of your hands, all your lessons, because you feel the need that you need that, there will be moments where you get bored, feel that something isn't right, and the thing that isn't right is me carrying your load, or my lessons to begin with. Me carrying your load, you getting bored, and how can I blame, because you were used to a certain energy. And like I said, our bond with relation that we had with God was something similar. No matter what he did, it wasn't it was never good enough. So therefore there would be, as in logic and how we create energies, it becomes logical that there would be a separation in the layer of God detaching. Also with that, you, out of love, you would like to ease pain. Somewhat, but with the, if you do that, people become like in the Jesus did it before us, so we can all go and go all demonic, have orgies, go left and right, have Tom, Hannah and whatever, and play and experiment. And no, I'm not going. That's let's keep it over there. I'm celibate for years, and I, for a reason. Tom, Sally, and Frank, etc. Let's experiment and let's go. That's why, for me, there's no, in the bigger picture, no difference in poly relationships versus all the experimenting, etc. But because Jesus already should have done all the work, you are exalted but also bored, so you can do this, that, and whatever you get and ask for, it is never good enough because you want more, or you want, and you are fragmented. And that also causes a layer. So if the energy is that sensitive that you tap on it and it is already working in, as in cause and effect as well, yeah, and you don't carry the knowledge, you automatically push the cycle of karma instead of dharma. So me saying don't believe in spellwork, does that exalt or excuse the karma of the perpetrators of the last years, etc., as we know it? No. That deep knowing, all that work, yeah, if they want to work with the energy and make it work, because they were micromanaging and with trying to use the empath energy as well, they are micromanaging everybody. Where I just was like, no, I see what you are doing. Because of all the experience I had before, I'm going to place that sword. It's cutting that cord time. People that have karma due won't be exalted, or people who did most of the work, who are going through a shift and elevation, etc. See how deep rooted the narratives are. If the previous analogy is showing you that there's more to the story, demon or Satan doesn't have to be that, as in what's been spoon-fed for over the years. Yeah, because even light beings can get mad, can act a certain way, like, yeah. It was on point and it was a lot of in between, but I was like, thanks to another. I was channeling, I was listening to sound healing, I was doing a lot of things, and then in between, actually, all that this video is, kids popping in and all, yeah, that's basically my life. So that's why people like us can't be holding your hand all the time. People like us can't, we can stay in the family, basically, and hold your hand like you need guidance and you're vulnerable. No, you feel vulnerable in the now. If I'm only helping you by staying in a certain situation, yeah, then all the other beautiful souls that are just as deserving will be kinda left without. If I'm like old-fashioned and they are from a same planetary system, I want to say it differently. Let's be polite. Are from a similar system. We have old belief patterns that it is wholesome to stay within, because also the book, yeah, no, if I have a soul family, and there are a lot of beautiful souls that can use this information. So then I rather take myself out of family issues, etc. and be like, if you really want to learn, you can join the gang and behave, because I'm not going to, I don't have a puppet master, and I'm not going to, no. So, new subscribers were like, thank you, and bless you. See you in the next. Namaste.